Okay, welcome to Dig This, a podcast by The Quarry. Today we'll be talking about GradRoutes, a new initiative that's looking at the barriers that graduates are facing while returning to the island. And with me today is Michelle. Thank you for coming in.
You're very welcome. It's nice to speak to you.
I mean, just to open up, it'd be nice just to give us a bit of a background about how GradRoutes came about.
Yeah, so GradRoutes Guernsey is one of 4 projects as part of the Guernsey Institute's adult skills strategy. And the strategy is focusing on equipping islanders with the skills and knowledge they need in the workplace at whatever stage. So whether they're starting off in their careers, returning after a break, or just reskilling, upskilling, and so on. So the 4 projects deal with it at different levels. And GradRoutes Guernsey is looking at the graduate level of returning graduates to the island, as you just mentioned. So that's how this project came about. And the aim of it really is to look at graduates returning to Guernsey. Are they returning to Guernsey? If so, why are they returning to Guernsey? And if not, why are they choosing to stay away?
And I guess this is a sort of evidence base that we haven't had before. There's been a lot of talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, Careers Guernsey has done a little bit. Through student finance, they obviously talk to those who have finance to go away, but it hasn't gone out more widely. So, I mean, it's all very well for us to make the assumptions that students aren't coming back and the reasons why we think they're not coming back. But actually, unless you've got some data on that, it is just an assumption. So that was the first thing that, GradRoutes Guernsey started off in September last year. So the first thing that it did was draft a survey, which was circulated out then across social media and across through schools, alumni, through to recent graduates and those Guernsey students who are currently studying at university. So it went out and it was asking questions such as, do you intend to return? If so, when are you intending to return? And what are the appeals of Guernsey? And if not, why not? And asking questions such as that. So we had a really good response. 203 people responded to that. And the analysis of the survey is still ongoing because it closed at the end of the year. But there are some figures and things that have come out.
So what's the initial sort of analysis showing that you can talk about?
Well, initially, so of the 203 respondents, 36.5% of them, when asked if they returned to the island, said yes, definitely. That's only 36.5%. The rest came under maybe not sure yet or no, not planning to. So that's a reasonably low number. But there are many reasons why people choose not to return. And obviously staying away and getting experience before choosing to return is also important. And they may at this point, if they're currently studying, think, no, I don't want to go back. When they finish, they may choose that they do want to come back. But the important thing is we're looking at those that are choosing not to return or saying that they're not returning or not returning yet. There's 49% of the people who are saying that who list the biggest barrier to them returning as limited career opportunities in their field. So that's really interesting from a skills perspective and something that GradRoutes Guernsey can dive right into and has already started to dive into because prior to Christmas, after launching the survey, we did a series of graduate testimonials, so talking to graduates who have returned to the island after their studies and asking them, the reasons for them returning and what career opportunities have been available since they returned. So it was important to us that we looked at various different industry sectors. So we had somebody from the Bank of Butterfield, from Specsavers, from the States of Guernsey Graduate Officer Scheme, from Aurigny and from Black Vanilla PR. So it was showing a whole range of different industry sectors, which is, I think, a key thing. There's often, again, another assumption that Guernsey's just finance. And GIBA have been doing a great job with the leaflet and the webpage that they've produced to say that finance isn't just numbers. So trying to tap into that as well. So looking at that finance industry encompasses so much more. You can do HR, you can do digital, you can do IT, and you can do trust and fund and accountancy and all those other things within the finance industry. But Guernsey also has other industry sectors, the creative sector, the construction sector, the legal sector, HR that I just mentioned, obviously the public sector. And so we did, just before Christmas, we arranged an event which is called Homegrown Futures, which was targeted at students who were home for the holidays and also graduates who may be working in England but home with family for Christmas time as well. And we looked at this event as a way to showcase sectors as opposed to employers. So it was seven industry representatives from 7 different sectors who gave a 7-minute elevator pitch on their sector and the opportunities that are available for graduates there. So it was well attended. They listened to what was said, and talking to the graduates and the students afterwards, they get great value from it. And I mean, the one girl I spoke to said, I came here thinking I didn't really have any opportunities or any options on Ireland, and I'm going away thinking I've almost got too many. So I think whilst before people go away to university, the schools do talk to them about different sectors and things, but I think maybe at that stage they're thinking, oh, I'm going away, I'm just going to leave Guernsey, I'm going away, I'm going to university, I'm going to spread my wings. And when they get to the end of it, they've had 3 years away, 4 years away, or however many years away, and perhaps don't remember all of that, understandably, and then think, what is there in Guernsey for me?
And first up, the testimonials you spoke about earlier, they're all available online to watch on there.
They're all available on the GradRoutes social media channels, so Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're also working with Careers Guernsey, so whether we will post those on there as well, but we're going to work with them to signpost for job opportunities a little bit more. They already have a page with graduates, but we want to try and find one place that we can direct people to for job opportunities, graduate schemes, summer internships, and so on. So my aim now is to work with employers closely to analyse all of these schemes, make sure that that graduates can be aware of those and what there is available in the different opportunities. And so that they can go to this page, and then obviously they can be pushed forward to the relevant company's website for more details. They can be directed through to recruitment consultants who can help them as well. So it will be a landing page just so that they can have awareness of the opportunities that are available.
And the presentations that were given at the event, are they available to view as well? And you spoke about the seven sectors.
Yes.
Could you give us a little bit more detail about those as well?
Yeah. So obviously the finance sector was represented. So Barnaby Malloy came from Guernsey Finance. Dan Gallion came along and represented the creative sector. Katie Inder for digital. And then we had Henry Simpson and Will Schofield for legal. Caroline Shackley for the HR sector. And Michelle Morley came from the public sector. And Vincent Smith from the construction sector. So we focused really on people from the professional associations as opposed from a specific industry. Obviously, all those people work in a specific place, but they weren't talking about that place. They were talking about the industry in general. And all of those are very experienced people in their industry and very keen to talk to the young people and show what the opportunities are. I mean, I had a few people say to me on the event, I didn't realise you could go into the legal sector if you didn't have a degree in law. And nowadays, you can have a degree in other subjects and come and then sit the SQE exams, for example, and work through up to become a lawyer. So it's all of those different things. It's being able to highlight them so that people are aware.
And in terms of your goals and targets for the coming, say, let's look at it in the short term. What can we expect?
We can expect a lot more looking at career pathways. So I will probably be looking to do some more testimonials, but from graduates who've been home a little bit longer so they can talk about their pathways. So again, bust a myth that if they come back to Guernsey, that's a stop to the career almost. They can't advance. So we want to look more at career pathways. So doing some testimonials, doing some, some written ones that we can showcase on the website of different pathways that you can do. So we'll be looking at that. Hopefully looking at some more events. That event was successful. But really, I feel responsible to those people who did complete the survey, and they gave a lot of information. It wasn't just ticking the boxes and the multiple choice questions. When asked other questions where it was free answers, they genuinely put down what they felt. So I want to try and, where possible, do something with that. And if they're saying that they don't know where to look for graduate opportunities, then that's a perfect opportunity to find somewhere to do that and then to go back out to them and say, well, this is what you can do. I want to keep in touch with them so that we can highlight different careers each month, highlight possible job opportunities that come up that they might not have been aware of. And I think because there's a number of those that said that they're not returning yet, they will return, but there's quite a percentage of those that say they will return that say they won't return until at least 2 years after they've graduated. It's important to keep in touch with them so that when they do choose to return, if they do choose to return, they know where to look and where to come to see what they could possibly do.
Is there a long-term vision for this as well?
It's a one-year project at the moment, so I think we will see where we can take it through that 1 year, but it will be important that it doesn't stop at that point. It will need to continue. So what we've built on and the information that we have available to them, which will be the testimonials, will be the career pathways. We're doing a series of tips and tricks like interview tips and things like that as well at the moment. So it will be important that all that information remains available. So that's why I'm working with Careers Guernsey, because it naturally falls with them as well. So they obviously have, as I mentioned before, the graduate page. So if we can tap into that and put information on there, then I can, as I don't have a GradRoutes Guernsey web page, a website, and we don't want to be duplicating things, because that makes it even more complicated for them. If we can have one place they can go to, which then, says for graduate schemes, for example, and highlights the different graduate schemes that are available, and then they can pick which companies they might be interested in and go off to the relevant website to find out more information. So that's the important part now, is working with the employers to really find out what opportunities that there are and see where that takes us. So I'm open to any employer with any opportunities, schemes, internships or anything to get in touch with me. You can message me on social media, on LinkedIn is probably the best way. And I'm happy to have a coffee with, have a Teams call with, chat to anybody who has any ideas about it or who has opportunities that they'd like to highlight.
Definitely sounds like it's a big part of connection and awareness seems to be like at the heart of what you're doing here as well.
Yes. I mean, I think if they're not aware, if the perception is there's limited career opportunities, and of course there are certain careers that you can't do here. Everybody does understand that. But there are many careers that you can do and they might not be available. They might not be aware that they are available in Guernsey. So it's just giving them the best chance to find a career that's suitable if they wish to return.
And in terms of what you found out so far, has there been any surprises?
I mean, it's not huge surprises. It's as you might expect. I think I was surprised that the top reason for not wishing to return was the limited career opportunities. But then that plays right into something that I can do something about. I can start to do something about straight away. And in communicating, keeping the communication with these young people, hopefully I can answer the questions, and start to help them with the information that they need to make their choices.
That's brilliant. Is there anything else you want to add as well?
No, I'm just keen to highlight that I really am open. I mean, the response has been to the project has been really positive and a bit overwhelming. And, I've spoken to so many people about it, and I'm keen to speak to anybody, whether they're a student or a graduate, whether they have a child away at university, whether they're an employer or a professional association. So we can work as a joined up. There's so many people here in Guernsey who would like to help with the project and would like to see people return. I mean, the G8 Voice of Guernsey Business report, interesting when the companies were asked the question, what education level do you mostly need? Right now, I think was the question. And 34% of the companies, which was the highest percentage, said graduate level. And then in 5 years' time, it was 42% said that they would be looking for graduate level. So it is all tying in, and there is the need for us to try and stop this talent drain, to try and bring the skills and knowledge and the innovative ideas that these young people have back to the island, and particularly should they choose to wish to come back.
Michelle, that's great. What we'll add some notes into the show notes so people know how to get hold of you, and we'll put the links to the initiative as well so that they can find all the details there. That's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. If you've got all this way, I'm really hoping that you've enjoyed our work. There's a few things you can do though to support us. Follow, like, subscribe, share, whatever you can do to help spread the word of the Quarry. The other thing you can do is head on over to our website, where you can become a member and really support independent local news.